Now I call upon for today presenter Sunil Bhaiya. Namaste.
Didi, namaste. Namaste.
Namaste Bhaiya. Just I'll give you a short introduction. Uh, Dr. Sunilkumar is a professor and HOD from Division of Civil Engineering. He is from Cochin University College of Engineering, Kottanan, and he's a coordinator of UHB cell and a member of UHB cell at Kassat. Bhaiya is also PhD gold medal of computational mechanics and Indian Institute of Science, IISc, Bangalore. Bhaiya has been volunteering in Universal Human Value from June 2020. He is one of our main resource person in the southern region, and he is doing face-to-face FDPs. Welcome, Bhaiya.
Ji, thank you so much, Anita Didi, for that nice introduction. Namaste, Shamla Didi. Namaste, Gobal Bhaiya. Namaste, all the dear co-explorers. Sapan Bhaiya, namaste. Your sharing was very inspirational, I would say. So, since I could not speak that fluently in Hindi, I just put this message in the chat box also.
Namaste,
Bhaiya.
Thank you.
It was very nice to meet you at the national conference in the month of April this year.
Yeah. Same.
Thank you. So, as Anita Didi said, my name is Sunilkumar N. I have been born and brought up in a rural village, which is by name Kuttanad, which is considered to be the rice bowl of the state of Kerala. So where the paddy cultivation is the main source of income for the people, and my family is also an agricultural family. So I studied in rural schools, and I went to a college which is close by my rural place, the town which is close by. And then I studied in an engineering college, which is a bit far away place. And then I did my PG and then PhD later. Yeah, so this is regarding the education. Then when I started working, I could get an opportunity to work in my rural campus, in the rural place where I'm residing. So the university, Cochin University of Science and Technology, has started a rural campus when I was working over there, and I was transferred to that place. So I got this opportunity to work with the rural campus and conduct several sustainable projects over there, and I'm continuing with that. My family, my wife is Sunita, and she is a government servant. My daughter Parvati, she is doing her master's in structural engineering and construction management. My son Parthen, he's also doing his BTech in civil engineering. He's in the third year right now. So my father is there. My mother passed away recently in July 2025. So I have been undergoing this Universal Human Value program since June 2020. And that is like a phase shift for me. So till then, I have been clinging on to my sanskars of to be special and being special. And wherever I go, I want to be special. So from there, now there is a shift with this 5 years plus time. I can see that there is a shift that every human being is similar. And I can see that I can interact with any human being who is not known to me, who is not introduced to me earlier. So the conferences, the interaction with people in the FDPs of UHB are helping me very specifically. I am attending this morning session since the 5th batch. Now it is high time to have a review of what I have been following and what I have not been following. So now I am trying to connect the life incidences, life experiences with the steps of exercise 1 and 2, trying to see them in that line. So I can see that this step number one of exercise number one is very, very important. And I'm even trying to see that, even trying to practice that. Because the be aware every moment is not that easy, even for me. I could see when I was conducting a workshop in one of the universities in the state of Kerala, nearly 1 year before, there were a lot of opposition by some of the participants. And that was based on certain things, certain conditioning with them. I could come to that understanding later only. But at that time, when some of the participants started opposing, even within 15 minutes of starting the content, initially I could see some kind of resistance within me. But very soon, I could see that this is because of lack of understanding, and the people who are around me may be having lack of understanding. I also may be having lack of understanding. So the observation started within me at that time. So I could see this, that the participants are not able to see the things, rather they are trying to see the things with certain conditioning. And it is my responsibility to place the proposals. So the whole day, there were many oppositions, many kind of contradictions were there. And whenever some participants spoke, I allowed them to speak incomplete. And then I tried to respond to them with a feeling of affection. And this continued in the tutorials also. In the evening, when we had a meeting, the review meeting by the team members, I expressed to them that our purpose is to place the proposals and help people to understand. But it is their responsibility to get this understanding, and now we can leave it to them. So we don't need to get taken away by what they are telling. So this I was even telling to myself and telling to the team members. So that workshop was very much helpful for me and the team members to see what we are, where we stand in line with how we are exploring the proposals. So the step number one is very crucial in that sense, observing the imagination within every moment. Even when I am conducting the classes in my university, even when I'm interacting with my family members, whenever I'm interacting with my colleagues in the institution, this observation has to continue. And I can see that at occasions, I am slipping away from this observation. I am indulging in some of the activities. So whenever I am indulging in, or I am getting taken away by by what the others say or by what is happening outside, I can see that I am in disharmony. So this duration of disharmony is now coming down. In the past, when I started working with the proposals of human values, even before that, the duration of disharmony was very much. And now I can see that this duration is coming down, owing to the step number 1 and step number 2, 3, 4 of this exercise number 1. So when I ask this question, is the feeling that I have is at this moment is naturally acceptable to me? I can see that at occasions it is not. And this occasions of disharmony was more, as I said, in the past. But very slowly, I try to see what is this natural acceptance within me and try to be aligned with this. So, but that is a very slow process. Now I can see that in more occasions, rather at more number of moments, I can see that the moment the feeling is naturally acceptable to me. So this is depicted, rather this is exemplified with my interactions with some of my colleagues. So whenever some of my proposals in some of the meetings were rejected, I was a bit worried in the past. But right now, I propose something which I think is favorable or conducive for the institution and otherwise. But even when they are rejected, I try to explain that. But even when there is a kind of opposition from the other colleagues, I just accept, because it is a common decision. So whatever is common, I will accept that. For example, a specific example I would put this way, that recently I have been assigned the charge of the chief superintendent of examinations. So the exams are going on from November 3rd onwards. Almost every day there will be at least one examination of 3 hour duration. And some of the students, uh, they also practice this malpractice in the unfair means of writing this examination. So when such things are happening, we, a team, including me, we go to the examination halls with the help of the invigilators over there. We try to examine the students. But now, when this examination is happening, and when I am called on, whenever some unfair means is found by some of my team members, I can take care of these incidents with the feeling of a relationship. That's what I can see as a shift. In the past, when I was the chief superintendent of examination in 1999 to 2003, that was 4 years time, I could see this. I was very kind of strict in the sense an opposing person. Whenever I see such kind of incidences, I see that the students are culprits, and I treat them in that way only. And I forward this their unfair means, maybe the small kind of chits they are bringing in the examination hall or other articles which are not allowed in the examination hall to the control of examination, and they take appropriate decision. Now, this time what is happening is I can discuss with them. I ask them, please come to my cabin once you finish the examination and we will have a discussion. So every day, at least 1 or 2 students come to my cabin in that way and we have a discussion. So I could discuss with them, not regarding the punishment which is going to happen in this examination, but regarding the purpose, what they are doing. I try to help them to be aware of the purpose, why they're there in the examination hall, and what is the outcome of this examination. So if we go by this unfair means, whether we are able to sustain with the result. So I'm able to interact with them with this feeling of relationship and feeling of affection based on the proposals of the human values, and particularly the step number 1 to 4 of this exercise number 1. And when we have a discussion, faculty discussion regarding these incidences, many of the faculties are of the opinion that no, this has to be reported and they have to be punished very stringently. I said that the purpose is to help them to understand that what they're doing is not conducive to them as well as to others and to the whole university. So please leave with the responsibility. I will try from my level. We have been trying with this severe kind of punishments, stringent punishments in the past, maybe for many years, like more than 25 years. We could see that, but even then, this practice is getting prolonged. Even to this happens with some of my students who attended UHP program. So when I interact with them, I could speak in terms of the proposals also. So even some faculty members are opposing this, that we have to punish them, and this fear of punishment only is a solution for them to come out of this kind of activities. This is something which I listen very quite often, but that is not putting me in trouble nowadays. I can say that the sanskar which they are following may be different. So right now I am trying to shift my sanskar to another one. So I can see that there's a change happening within me. So when this is asked, are you in harmony, happy with the feeling that you have at this moment? I could see that it was not so in the past. And right now, with these incidences which I can see in my life, right now, the feeling which I'm having is a feeling of harmony. But at occasions, as I said before, the feeling goes to disharmony, but the duration of disharmony is now coming down. That's what I can see. Step number 4 is a very important step in exercise number 1. Who is deciding the feeling that you have at this moment? I thought that this is the situation outside or people outside. So even now it is there. I can see that I try to get this right feelings from other people, from my family members, from my children, from my colleagues, from my students, and from all those people whom I come into contact. But I can see that even when the feelings are not favorable to me, I can now observe that it is me who decides that whether the feeling is conducive to me or not. It is my decision that whether the feeling is naturally acceptable to me or not. So as a result of that, now I have stopped complaining upon the others. I have a lot of complaints in the past regarding the others for sure. Right now, I reduced that. I won't say I have stopped it, but I have reduced it. Even with my family members, like with my father, I have some complaints. Uh, with my siblings, I have complaints, and because of some of my opposition with my sister, I stopped talking to her for many years in the past. But now we are very close to each other. Though I could see she had done some mistake in the past, and I could see that that is maybe because of a lack of awareness, and now she's also able to lead a very good family life because of her consistent work with herself. So we are now very good liaison with each other, and the proposals of UHP is helping me for that for sure. So step number 1 to 4, I can see, except step number 1 at occasions, but I'm trying to see step number 1 to 4 quite consistently. Every moment, I'm trying to see that, but not complete. I have to do work upon this also. Now, this step number 5 is another step which is very important. On what basis I decide the feeling at this moment? Did I decide it on the basis of understanding or on the basis of assumption? So I can see that largely it is on the basis of assumptions. And these assumptions may or may not be guided by understanding. So when these assumptions are there that when somebody is behaving to me very pleasantly, I think that this person is very close to me. Whenever somebody is not behaving to me very pleasantly, I just assume that this person is opposing with me. So I need to work upon this step number 5 even now. So sometimes I can see that whenever I see, like in the example which I said regarding the workshop, when other people are telling something based on their own assumption, their own conditioning, I see that this is now putting me in trouble. But very soon, within a very short span of time, with this observation, I can come back to my state of harmony, and I could respond to those people. So the basis of my decision is very slowly changing over from mere assumptions to assumptions guided by understanding. But still, I need to work with this step number 5 of this exercise. So my feeling of irritation, the feeling of low, is now giving way to feeling of relationship with other people, the feeling of trust and the feeling of affection with other people, to be precise. Now, when I ask this question, which feelings are naturally acceptable to me, the feeling of a relationship or feeling of opposition, harmony or disharmony, etc., I can see that the feeling of relationship, harmony, and coexistence are naturally acceptable to me. I can verify this. But when you come to the validation part, step number 6B, to be precise, well, I have to see that in minute detail. So still I am working with this, particularly when I work with the feeling of a relationship with everyone. Am I able to see this feeling of relationship with every other people? Am I able to see the harmony in every other unit in the entire nature and existence? Am I able to see the coexistence with the entire existence? I can say I'm not. I still have to work with this. But this is still as a piece of information, and the work is in progress towards this. So I still need to work upon step number 6B, but step number 6A is verified, but step number 6B, I have to work with that. And step number 7 of exercise number 1, ensure that the feeling that you have at this moment is in line with the feeling of relationship, harmony, and coexistence, and otherwise. And step number 7B, when you are able to understand the relationship, harmony, and coexistence in its completeness, then you'll be able to decide your feeling, thought accordingly in the natural manner. So this is also an extension of step number 6B, as I can see, and I have to work with this. But of course, this information is there with me. I have been listening quite consistently this morning session since the batch 5. Many of the batches as a moderator, but recently in this batch, I could not do so because of the time constraint, the change of time. I am working with that also. But I am listening to the morning session almost every day, except for those days of travel. So I can see that this step number 7A and B are there with me as information, and I'm working with these two steps. Step number 6B and step number 7A and 7B. So there are many incidents which I can observe with regard to this exercise number 1, particularly my mother passing away in July 2025. So mother was bedridden for the past 1.5 years time, more than that time. So I was spending time with my mother, particularly to discuss, interact with her, though she could not respond back because she was partially paralyzed. She could not even use the body for her own purpose. So she could not be able to, she could not speak at that time. So whenever I go to my mother, I sat beside her and I tried to interact with her. That was what I was doing. There were many people to take care of her, medication, other things, but very few people interact with her because she was not able to interact back. But I was trying to interact with her with whatever is happening around in the family, in the locality, and with my own family. So I tried to exchange this information as if she is all right and she is able to understand. She was understanding, so I could see this from her gestures. But now, when my mother passed away on July 10th, 2025, I could listen to that particular, because I was not at home at that time. I was a bit far away. So I could listen to that news when my brother told me that, so this is a reality. I could listen to that with calmness. And for that, this exercise helped me very much. I'm trying to observe that self and body are two separate entities, and her body is not useful for her. So that's why she relinquished the body. But the situation was not similar with my father and my sister. They were a bit get shaken away because of this. My father was there consistently with my mother throughout her illness time. So I tried to have some discussion, some interaction with my father and with my sister. So I could put them back to the normal life, I think, to an extent. So I could handle that situation with much calmness. And more than my father and my sister, the two elder sisters of my mother are still there. They are aged, but they could not handle that issue that very easily. Though they could see that their younger sister was bedridden for a long time, but when they came to see her body, so the situation was not that under control. But I could pitch in at that situation also, and I talked to both the sisters. I mean, both my they're also mothers to me. In fact, I call them as Paramas. Parama means the elder to my mother. So I talked to both the Paramas that so this is a reality. In line with some other proposals of human values, also I could talk to them. So, in short, I could see that this undergoing this exercise number 1 is helping me to tackle certain situations, like some extreme situations like that of grief when somebody passing away, with a feeling of relationship. So that is something which I can see as a shift, as an outcome of this exercise number 1. Now, when I move on to the exercise number 2, observing self, body, and their interaction between the self and the body in space. Well, the first and second steps I can see, not in completeness, because step number 1 is, I can see that I exist. Yes, I have imagination and I have feelings in imagination, so I can see that I exist. The body also exists. I can see this, but whether they exist in space, And what is the meaning of this coexistence between them? I'm still trying to see that in detail. But I can see that I transact information with the body through space, that is as and when required only. So all the time, I'm not interacting with the body. Right now, when I am talking, I can see that I'm interacting with the body because I have something to talk. That is what I decide on my own. And when I interact with the body, then only I am able to speak. So I give instructions to the body to speak, and the body is speaking. But otherwise, when I am involved in my thoughts, when I am in this observation, at occasions I can see that I'm not involving my body. So I'm trying to see the space between the self and the body, the distance or the difference between the self and the body. But this work is still going on, I would say. Step number 3 of exercise number 2, I am the one who decides what instruction to be was to be to the body and what sensations are to be read from the body. Yeah, I can see that when I am involved in conducting certain sessions, the technical or UHPA sessions, I see that I am not reading the sensation of tiredness from the body. Even I forget to take sip of water in between when I conduct the sessions consistently for a longer duration. So whenever I am involved in certain activities like that, I am not reading some of the sensations, and from this I can see that I am the one who decides, and I'm the one who is passing this information to the body. And sometimes I'm not reading the sensations from the body. But whenever I am stopping that particular session, whenever I'm coming back to say a changeover from that particular activity to another one, I can see or I can read the sensation of tiredness. I'm even go for say sleep for some time, or a nap for some time. I will take rest for some time. I take a glass full of water. So whatever is needed as demanded by the body, I do that at that time, but only when I change these activities. So this is an indicator for to me that I am the one who takes this decision. And step number 4, while reading the sensation, I am not the sensation. I can read the sensation taking place in that part of the body whenever from wherever I am, being different from the sensation. There is a difference or there is a distance between the self and the body. I'm still trying to see this, though I can see that I'm not the sensation. I'm not in the sensation, and I'm not getting carried away by the sensation. Still, whenever I eat something, I interact with people outside, I can read the sensation from the body, the sensation of taste. I like the taste, say sweet, for example, very much. So I fond of eating sweety kind of food, kind of say bakery sweets, I would say. But whenever I'm eating that, now I observe that whether I'm eating for just for getting the sensation, or is it nurturing the body or not. So this observation comes to me at occasion. But I'm enjoying the sensation for sure. So I have to see this step very, very precisely, that I'm not the sensation, I'm not in the sensation, but I can read the sensation as and when required, and there is a difference. So I'm trying to see the difference through these observations whenever I'm in the sense, whenever I'm reading the sensation from the body. Right. This step number 5 is a very, very important step, that the different sources of information which I'm getting with regard to sensation. So whether I'm getting the sensation through the body, whether I'm getting the sensation from other people through their interactions with me, whether I read the sensations of say the events outside, the physiochemical changes outside, like cold, hot, climate outside, etc. Whether I read sensations from my own imagination. So this step is a very, very important step. And I can see that I'm getting these sensations, these interactions are happening with the body through all these sources, from people outside, sources outside, from the imagination within, and also from what is happening within the body. But even now, I try to observe that whether I am trying to respond to the sensations or I'm trying to react to the sensations. So I can see that these reactions happen occasionally, particularly with my family members. So with my wife, with my children, whenever something is not conducive, something is not favorable to me, I react. This happens. Now, what is happening to me right now, which is different from the past, is that whenever this reaction happens, immediately I can recognize that this is a reaction, and I can bring back myself into harmony, and I can handle the situation in a much conducive way. So that is a change. Even when I read sensations from outside, say from unfavorable situations outside, something is happening in my classroom is not conducive to me. Something is happening in the department is not conducive to me. Something is happening like heavy rain outside. I'm not having an umbrella or a vehicle. So I'm able to handle the situation in a much better way than before because I'm not in the sensation and I'm not trying to react to the sensations. So, but still, immediately, whenever the such kind of unfavorable situations come outside, the immediate thing which is coming to me is a reaction. I can observe that. So, when this reaction is there, I try to put me into observation. That comes very naturally right now. That is a shift which I can see from the past batches and this batch. So, I shift myself into a state of observation, and I can see that I can come out of this reaction very quickly. With regard to step number 6A, I tend to react if my sanskar is based on assumption. Yeah. Still, the sanskar of being special is with me. The sanskar of I am somebody who is ahead of others is with me. I can read the sensation right now, or I can observe that this sanskar is there with me right now. So with this sanskar, I am trying to, with this observation and with this exercise number 2, I am trying to find out what are my sanskars which are unsettled. So I am working with this sanskar and I am trying to come out of this sanskar. So whenever people in some workshops say that this session was very good, I feel elated. This was there in the past. Whenever somebody say that this part of the session was not that good, this is utter boring, I was feeling depressed in the past. Recently, when this kind of sharing was there from the same participant in 2 different tutorials in successive days, I could see I was not having any kind of opposition. I was not having any kind of elated, say, excitement. So I can settle down my sanskar to an extent with the help of this exercise number 1 and 2 through the observation. So, as I said, whenever I am reacting, I can see that I am reacting and I am trying to get me back to a state of response from that. So I respond. The step number 6B is I respond when my sanskar is based on understanding. So this is the thing which I am working upon. Right. So the understanding part is not there with me every moment, but whenever I'm in a state of assumption without understanding, I try to be there, and I try to be there with the help of this observation. And I try to continue to remain in that state of understanding, but that will take time. I can see that. So step number 6B in exercise number 2 is something which I am working upon. And step number 7, observing my being in space, as I said before with exercise number 1. So this step is something which I have to work. Whether I'm in space, what is my role in the space? This is there with me as information only, but I have to practice what is my role in the space whenever I see people outside who are not connected to me. What is my interaction with them? So I can see that the interaction has been drastically changed to a feeling of a relationship right now. I see people outside, maybe in the train, in the railway station, in the bus stand, maybe in the town, in the flight, or at the airport, or at the workshop, and at many other places. At some kind of a strange place also, I find people. So what is my interaction with the strange places and the strange people? I am observing right now. In the past, it was with a feeling of kind of suspicion with the people outside. Right now, I can see that the suspicion has given way to a feeling of trust. I'm trying to see the feeling of trust that the intention of every human being is same right now. And this, I'm trying to continue with this feeling. So this is one indicator that I'm trying to see the space, but this takes long time. So I'm working with this because now what I can see is that it is my own decision. It is not somebody else's decision, but it is my own decision that something is conducive to me or not. But I am working with this. Now this indicator 4 of what is being depicted right now. Yeah. Is happiness my innate nature or happiness is coming from outside? I can see that occasionally happiness comes from outside, that I'm in this excitement. Now, whenever I recognize that through observation that this is an excitement, I try to come out of that and I try to be natural. But I'm working with this, and now I can observe that happiness is not from outside, but happiness is within. But this still is at the level of information. I have to work with this to come out of happiness, which I try to derive from outside. I'm working with this. Yeah, occasionally I can see that happiness is my innate nature. Then my program to ensure that is whatever is happening outside from other people or situation outside, I try to see that the decision maker is me, not the other person. So I'm trying to work accordingly. Why there are a lot of conditioning with me, there is a lot of sensation with me. I'm trying to get rid of those preconditioning and come out of the sensation, as I said in the exercise number 1 and 2. And I'm trying to refer to my natural acceptance at almost all the occasions. So this work is still going on, and I'm in the process. Even after undergoing the morning session for the past 3 years, I can see that I'm still in the process, and the process is helping me. So a very gradual shift is happening from my previous sanskar to this sanskar, but getting rid of the previous sanskar where I was very rigid, I was very stubborn to my colleagues, to my students. This part is now very slowly fading away. Like the evolution, we say evolution is happening in a as a very slow process. Right now, what I can see is that many students are coming to me to talk. Not just those students to whom I conducted the UHP courses, but others. Whenever they have some trouble, they have some personal issues, they come and talk to me. And I also get some information from them. I also can develop with the whatever information they share with me. I don't see that the students or other people are having some problem, but whenever I share something with them, I share something that as if I was in some trouble earlier. So I relate to some of my incidences, which have some of my experiences that I have in the past. So in my experience, how I could come across such kind of situations, I try to describe that in front of them. So it's not just like a counseling, I would say, but like an interaction, a very kind of a friendly interaction. Many times when I try to connect with this friendly interaction, the incidences which I have and which they had with the UHP proposals, the outcome is very beautiful. I can see that. So this interaction with my family members is getting better. Interaction with my colleagues is getting better. Interaction with my students and others is also getting better through this practice. Now, in the commitment part, how much time that I can devote for developing a right understanding and right feeling, I would say that it is not just these 2 hours which I spend for the morning session, but every moment I'm trying this. And this process is a long process, I can see. The outcome may not be that fast. I can see this also, but still I'm trying to be in the process. So whenever I am not in the process, I try to be in the observation and see why I'm not in the process. Am I trying to indulge in other activities, or am I trying to fetch this happiness from outside? I ask myself, and who is deciding this? So I try to put myself into understanding things rightly, I say every moment. That's what I'm trying to see. But it is not happening every moment. But still, I'm trying for this. And how much time I can devote for the social responsibility emerging out of natural self-expression along with my present commitments. Well, this is something which I have to see for myself, that the family commitments are there, um, the commitments with my institution, with my colleagues. There are certain other social commitments also, in addition to what I am doing with the UHV. So I have to manage my time and prioritize my activities. So this I am doing. So as much as possible, I am trying to involve in several activities, including the project of translation, including the conducting this FTPs outside the campus, and participating in various meetings. So there are things happening, but I'm trying to prioritize my time. Sometimes I'm not able to spend my time outside, but still I'm trying to prioritize, and I'm trying to spend that time which I'm just spending otherwise for this purpose. So I can, even now I can see that there are certain time in which I'm just wasting. So I'm trying to reduce that wastage and trying to utilize this time which I'm wasting for the purpose of volunteering. So since I'm into volunteering, I can see that I try to improve my understanding regarding the proposals very well. So since 2022 January, I'm into volunteering. For that, many of my colleagues, many of my co-volunteers are helping me even now. So I'm thankful to all the people who are guiding me in UHV. I don't spell any name because the list is going to be long. So starting from Ganeshji to many people who are uh, my mentors, who are working with me and who are continuing in this journey with me. So I offer my feeling of gratitude and a feeling of affection to all of them. So let us continue to move in this path. Let us work together with a feeling of complementarity. So thank you so much. I stop here. Thank you, Didi. Over to you, Anita Didi.
Thank you, Sunil Bhaiya. It was like as if you are saying few of our experiences with you. You said many things which relate to us, and I feel similar way others also would have experienced the same part. Thank you, Bhaiya. Now I call upon Sharmila Di. Namaste, Didi.
Yeah, namaste Anita ji, namaste Sunil ji, and namaste to everyone.
Namaste, Didi. Namaste.
Namaste. As always, it is a pleasure to hear Sunil ji, and like Shamakan ji and Anita ji and many others mentioned, I think most of us must be familiar with the workshops that Sunil ji conducts, that he's been running. I think he's one of the most active volunteers in terms of taking all these workshops. And so many of the participants of the workshops have had the opportunity to listen to him. But this sharing, I would say, was a very candid, very honest, very sincere sharing of whatever is going on within. And I think one, that it was very engrossing, very engaging. I was just listening throughout. And the other, that how much he is, working on himself minutely, despite the fact that he has been in this line or in this work for quite some time now, but still, like a student, always going ahead and looking at how to improve further. And it is very visible in his so many activities that he does. Like he said, managing time. Now, when we are able to do so many activities, it is obvious that there has to be some amount of calmness within to be able to conduct all these smoothly. And that becomes a very visible expression of the work that is going on inside. So Sunilji, I really appreciate. You're a very, very valuable member of the UHV team. All the very best to you. And further exploration also, all the very best. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm really thankful to you, Didi, because I can see that though there are certain health issues with you, even then the commitment you have in all these activities, that's a lesson for me. I am observing you very, very closely. And also Rajulji, 100% dedicated person for UHV. And 24 hours, I think he is working with this activity. So I'm wondering how much the preparation of slides, the involving in every project, whatever we are doing, whatever other volunteers are doing. So he is involving in each and every project, and he is giving guidelines. It is as if, say, my guide was used to say when I was doing my PhD. He said that I'm doing 100 PhDs right now, so I'm working with so many students. Likewise, Ajil is doing this 100 activities at the same time. So these are all, I mean, very, very great examples for us, and we are very tiny in just budding only. So trying to do something in that. Thank you so much, Didi, for the guidance. Thank you.
Thank you. You're very gracious. I think we are all making the effort and, of course, walking on the same path. And it's always good to connect with each other from time to time. So, all the very best to you. Best wishes.
Thank you.